All right, all right, all right. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome to another edition of Marilyn's Cafe Society radio show right here on the YouTube channel. Well, how are you? How are you doing on this Saturday? I tell you, it's a hot one here where we are in the Chicagoland area, but nevertheless, we are here. So happy to be hanging out with you on this, what feels like a happy 4th of July weekend, right? Well, it's not really because we all know that the 4th falls on a Wednesday in the middle of the week next week, but it just feels like it's the weekend. And it is the weekend, but not the 4th of July weekend. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I'm just rambling. You know, I bump into people yesterday and even earlier today in different stores and while running errands, and everyone's in that holiday mode. And so I guess we can say, even though some people have to work Monday and Tuesday and only get Wednesday off, I guess we can still say officially it's the July 4th weekend. So again, welcome to the show. Of course, today happens to be Saturday, June 30th, the 181st day of 2018. And according to weather forecasters here in the Chicagoland area, today will be the hottest day of summer so far. 99 we're supposed to hit today, everybody. And it sure feels like we're there already with the heat index. It's supposed to be 115. So you know the protocol, right? Hydrate, drink plenty of water. Leave the sodas and stuff alone for now and just drink plenty of water. And of course, make sure that you check in on the elderly and the vulnerable. And also stay in the AC. If you don't have to be out in the heat, please don't go out there and dress accordingly. All right? All right. Well, before we move into this special edition of the Cafe Society, I just want to acknowledge and recognize the fact that, yes, we know that there has been some horrible news. Of course, there was that shooting in Annapolis, Maryland, as well as locally here. There have been some shootings and some horrific tragedies that have happened. And of course, we want to just acknowledge it, recognize it here on the Cafe Society, and know for all who have been affected and who are involved, our prayers and thoughts and concerns are with you. You know, at this point, I've been saying that a lot. And, you know, when you jump on social media, you see people respond by saying, oh, we need more than prayer. And, you know, I agree. But I think the prayer will open up, should reveal some answers, you know, things that we can do. You know, obviously folks are organizing and making some things happen in that respect. But beyond that, you know, I think we all have a role to play. And I think if you just stay in prayer, you know, just keep a heart of prayer. You know, the things that you can do that's within your realm of reach will be exposed to you, and just act accordingly. Again, I just want to send love to all who have been affected. I just think that when people's needs are met, we typically see a reduction in crimes and violent crimes in particular. But that's a whole nother show, and we'll definitely be addressing it at some point in the future. But for now, today's show is all about African American Music Appreciation Month. And so that's what our focus is going to be. We have two outstanding, iconic guests who will be checking in in a not too far away time here to chime in on the African American Music Appreciation Month and all that it means. Did you catch the BET Awards show this past Sunday, by the way? Wasn't that Anita Baker tribute awesome? Of course, she received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Jamie Foxx did a quick little tribute and honor to her before introducing Ledisi and Marsha Ambrosia, and then Yolanda Adams just closed it all out a lot of people were disappointed that Anita Baker herself did not perform, but that's all right. It was just so good to see her and see that she was honored and recognized for that beautiful music that she gave us back in the 80s and 90s. I tell you, if you weren't in love, you sure wanted to be in love. All right. All right. So here's our guest. Here's one of our guests. Let's get her on. And of course, let's get her on the speaker and welcome into the Cafe Society, Dyana Williams. Hi, Dyana.
Hi, Marilyn. It's Dyana Williams. Happy to be here with you today.
Oh, Dyana, I apologize. I apologize. I think I've heard it pronounced that way in various media forms. So I apologize. And Dyana, it is from this day on.
Actually, from the day of birth.
Right. In terms of
And my mama.
in terms of me addressing you, I mean.
Yes, ma'am. I hear you. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just keeping cool, hon. How is it there where you are?
Well, it's the summertime for sure.
I know. I know. And back in the winter.
In the summertime. Yeah.
Back in the winter, Dyana, I said, I will not complain once it warms up, but I tell you, it seems like it's too much too fast.
Well, my mama lives in Miami, and she told me yesterday, she said there's one extravagance that she will not go without, and that is air conditioning.
Exactly.
So, my mama said she worked real hard for her retirement money to make certain that she had air conditioning when she was in her 80s.
I tell you, and it is needed today. All right, so listen, I want to properly introduce you to my guest. For those who may not know who you are, and I don't know who that could be, but I just want to properly introduce Dyana Williams. She is a veteran broadcaster, a celebrity coach and strategist, a music ambassador, and so much more, and responsible for making sure that June became Black Music History Month. Welcome again to the show.
Thank you, Marilyn. It's a pleasure to be with you.
All right, so Dyana, before we get into our talk, real quick, this is our my cafe talk for today. I usually throw a question out there to listeners, and today's question, of course, has to do with African American Music Appreciation Month, and that is, what is your favorite genre of Black music?
Well, my favorite genre, I listen to them all. In fact, before you and I engaged in our conversation, I was listening to the new Tiana Taylor album produced by Kanye West and loving every single second of it. And Tiana, a former client of mine, so very excited to hear her album. She's a native of Harlem, as am I. And so my tastes range from Shirley Horn through to a Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
I love jazz, and I'm very partial to soul or R&B or rhythm and blues, however you want to refer to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I tell you, this is probably my third or fourth visit to Black Music History Month on my show. And I pulled up some more facts for listeners, those who may have forgotten. We've done it over the years, but Black Music Month was proclaimed by President Jimmy Carter back in 1979, and that's at the urging of yourself, another broadcaster, Ed Wright, and Kenny Gamble, who is of the iconic Gamble and Huff music company. What was back in 2009, President Barack Obama renamed the June observation to African American Music Appreciation Month.
Yeah, say that 5 times fast, Marilyn. and then say Black Music Month. See which is easier for you. The original as created by the originator, or the adoption of another name, the renaming, so to speak.
Yeah. Black Music Month is easier to say, I guess.
Same thing.
Yeah. So real quick, we all know and remember that the slave trade of the 1700s brought the rhythmic beats and chants of Africa to America. And then over time, that music evolved to what has become known as Negro spirituals, to gospel, to blues and jazz, R&B, soul music, rap, hip hop, neo soul. I mean, it's so much more is evolving in the Black music genre in general. But you guys were the ones who made it happen. Now, initially, there was just a Black Music Week, I believe, right?
Sometime well before my time, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It started out almost like Black History Month was. Carter Stephenson was a week, and then it expanded to a month. But Kenny Gamble, my partner in the creation of June Black Music Month, went to Nashville and observed what the Country Music Association was doing in their community and was inspired and motivated and came back with members of the Black Music Association and said, let us build unity and strength economically and culturally by forming an organization, and that was the BMA, the Black Music Association. So at the encouragement of BMA, Clarence Avant, Jules Malamud, LeBaron Taylor, some names that you may not ever hear again in life, these people valiantly banded together to make a request of President Jimmy Carter. And on June 7th, 1979, President Carter and his wife Rosalind hosted a beautiful picnic reception on the lawn at the White House. And there were performances by the legendary Chuck Berry, Evelyn Champagne King, gospel great Andre Crouch, and Sarah Powell, a classical artist. So it was a beautiful occasion, and it was a who's who in the entertainment and the music industry on that lawn that day for the most part. And so since that time, for the past 39 years, we have been celebrating June Black Music Month all over the United States, and it has spread overseas as well.
Oh, yes. And so you mentioned the Black Music Association. Is that organization still up and running, or has it evolved into something else?
The Black Music Association, the BMA, is no longer in existence. It went out of existence sometime in the late 80s, I want to say late 80s. But, while it existed, it did tremendous work in terms of creating a unified front in the music industry. Many would question why was what caused its demise. Well, when record labels started saying, we don't need Black executives, we have executives who are white who can do Black music better than anybody else.
Uh-huh.
And when our culture started getting co-opted more by other groups of people, it just kind of, the BMA disintegrated over a period of time. So I would say sometime in the 80s, it wound up ending its tenure as an organization.
Okay. All right. And so there's nothing else out there.
Well, I don't want to say there's nothing out there, because there is. I'm on the board of the National Museum of African American Music in Nashville, Tennessee. We broke ground. We are building what will be a world-class institution and a repository for all genres of music. And the public, we expect to have people visit from as far as Asia and Africa and South America and the Caribbean. So while it is not an organization like the BMA was, there are still places where people who celebrate the beauty and the grand majesty of Black music exist cooperatively. And as I said, I just produced a huge gala May 31st to kick off June Black Music Month in Nashville for the museum with my co-chair, Phil Thornton, who is the executive vice president of RCA Inspiration, and with Henry Hicks and Lolita Tony and a great group of people, Intuition. We produced an event where we honored Nile Rodgers, the great Hall of Famer, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer producer. He's done everybody from Madonna to David Bowie to Diana Ross, and of course his own group, Chic, Charlie Wilson, Yolanda Adams. We honored Kev Mo, the Grammy Award-winning blues artist, Mona Scott Young, who produces the Love and Hip Hop franchise. And I'm leaving somebody out, and I'm going to scream later. But anyway, I'm all over the place, Marilyn. June Black Music Month is an exciting period, and it's an honor to be with you on this final day of June Black Music Month. But it doesn't mean we stop celebrating our culture and this great business that makes money to the tune of billions of dollars annually for artists, songwriters, publishers, and record companies.
I tell you, it is, and it's a culture that really needs to be protected because so many others love it as much as we do. So that's an awesome thing. I'm going to have to try to get down to the Tennessee when this museum is up and running.
Yes, please do. In the heart of downtown Nashville, across from the original Grand Ole Opry, we will open the latter part of 2019. And you can go to, we're on Twitter, we're on social media all over, and it's the National Museum of African American Music, NAMM.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And so things that folks can do specifically in June, similar to what you did, is just to host events that where people can come and appreciate and maybe learn something more about the history of Black music.
Absolutely. And in addition, I would encourage, Marilyn, people to buy the music of your favorite artist.
Yes.
Buy music to give as gifts. Sit with young people and tell them your favorite artists and hear who they are listening to. It's a cultural exchange. Use your social media to celebrate the artists and the individuals in the music industry that you think deserve greater recognition. I mean, there's a myriad of ways that don't cost any money.
That's right.
Go to the library with your grandchildren and get books about the Duke Ellingtons and the Billie Holidays and the John Coltrane's and whatever community you live in. For instance, I live in Philadelphia and in New Orleans. So Philly is rich with music. So that's everybody from McCoy Tyner to Gamble and Huff, Penny Pendergrass, Patti LaBelle. So, those are some of the ways. Buy the merchandise of the artist who you like. Go to shows. Clubs, go dancing. Just put on your old. Today, this morning, Marilyn, I was dancing around my bedroom listening to Barry White while doing my housework and packing for my trip to New Orleans.
Yes.
Just listen to the music because what does music do for us? It elevates us. It makes us feel better.
Yeah, it's a source of inspiration and motivation and it's expressions of love and joy and respect and protection and of course empowerment.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
All right. Well, listen.
And listen to shows like yours that are celebrating our culture.
Yeah,
that's key too. Supporting you.
Yeah, and it's strange to be doing this show without the actual music. I'm not in the radio studio anymore, so I haven't been able to. I'm evolving, so eventually I'll be able to incorporate more music into the show. But nevertheless, don't let that stop you guys. Of course.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dyana, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I think we touched on one other question before I let you go. Of course, your illustrious career, I'm just so honored to be speaking with you and all that you represent for women and especially women of color in this business. Thank you so much. But you expanded from a broadcaster to also becoming, a communications coach and a sort of artist development expert and strategist. Was all of this a strategic move for you, or did it just kind of start to happen for you?
I love the words you used earlier when you were talking about your show. You said you're still evolving. And for me, it was doing all the things that I was passionate and interested in and constantly evolving. And even at this part of my life and career, I'm still interested in exploring new things that I've never done before, having great experiences. I've done everything. I have a Guinness World Record for producing the world's largest soul train live.
Yes!
Now, Oakland is holding it right now, but not for much longer. But I also produced the Marian Anderson Award, which is a great Think Kennedy Center honor. It is a beautiful event that happens in Philadelphia at Kimmel Center for the Performing Arts. And I am the co-producer of this event with Pat Moran, and we've honored Wynton Marsalis, John Bon Jovi, Kenny Gamble, Leon Huff, Patti LaBelle, James Earl Jones, Berry Gordy, Elizabeth Taylor, Oprah Winfrey. So I have the distinct honor of being the co-producer of that live music and tribute event. Yes. And I'm on the board of the Grammy organization. So I'm active, but most importantly, Marilyn, I am a nana to Luke Gabriel Gamble, who is 3.5 years young and owns every cell of my being.
I get it. Being a nana is the best thing, right?
I am Nana Dyana. That's my name. Nana. Everybody said, "Oh, do you want to be glam mama?" I'm like, "Oh, no, that's Nene Leakes. I'm Nana Dyana."
Oh.
The women in my family, the grandmothers, are all nanas.
Yeah.
So for me, it is an honor to get to that status like my ancestors before me. So yes. So blessed. I'm having a blessed experience. So there's more to do. I'm not done.
That's right. Well, listen, again, I appreciate you carving out some time from your busy schedule to stop by the Cafe Society. And don't be a stranger. And of course,
all right.
We'll connect. We'll do some more talking, because it sounds like, listening to you, it just sounds like everything that I'm in the process of doing or have done. So I just, I look forward to more conversations, Dyana.
Same here, Marilyn. Take care, and thanks to your listeners as well. Continue to support America's indigenous music, Black music, all genres. Thank you, and peace and blessings.
Yes. Safe travels. Peace. Okay, everybody. That, of course, Dyana Williams, just an awesome woman in the industry and the business, and just happy to be able to connect to her, with her, and of course, one of the key players in making sure that June became Black Music History Month, now observed as African American Music Appreciation Month, but however you want to say it, whatever you want to call it, as Dyana has encouraged us, let's just continue to support the music, support the artists, have your events in June, and on every occasion, as we all know, music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand. All right, so music does so much for us, and just know that the African American artists played a major role in all genres of music and how it continued to develop. Now, real quick, going back to Cafe Talk, it's out there on social media, on Twitter, Maryland's Cafe Soch. What's your favorite genre of Black music? Is it jazz? Is it gospel? Is it blues? Is it R&B? Is it the spirituals, rap, hip hop, neo soul? What is your favorite genre of music? You can text it to me at 815-593-1695 or chime in on social media. And before we close out the show today, I'll be sure to pop over and share with the audience what you shared with me. And as Dyana said, all of the music, if you are a true connoisseur of music, you just love all music, but there are some that, kind of stay with you more so than others. And I'll share what mine is a bit later as well. All right, so let's back up a minute, because what I did not do was on this day in history, and it's all tied to June being African American Music Appreciation Month. Back in 1943, singer and member of the iconic Supremes, Florence Ballard, was born. In 1972, on this day in history, Stevie Wonder performed in Vancouver, British Columbia as an opening act for the Rolling Stones. And in 1995, sadly, singer, songwriter, and actress Phyllis Hyman passed away. And that's on this day in history for Black Music Month. As we close out the month on this last day of June the 30th, and of course, here on the Cafe Society Without Music, celebrating it. All right, so yeah, we have a lot to cover, and of course, we have another guest who's going to be giving us a call momentarily to share his thoughts on African American Music Appreciation Month, and of course, the role that he played in making sure that Black, or continues to play as well, as making sure that Black music is protected as well as stays alive, and all the other wonderful things that he was able to, or is still able to, get accomplished here during this time, this space in history. So as soon as we get him on the line, we'll certainly introduce him and continue our talk about June and Black music, or African American Music Appreciation Month, and just, kind of going back to the BET Awards and how they celebrated June with this award show by honoring Anita Baker, and of course some of the other acts and performances that was showcased on this past Sunday. I have to say, I think this one was one of the better award shows. One of the best. I would definitely put it in the top 5 in terms of the talent that they showcased, and Jamie Foxx did a good job with hosting. Some folks thought that maybe 1 or 2 of the skits were a bit over the top, but nevertheless, he made a great host, and everything, I think, was done very well. All right, so let's continue on. In fact, let's kind of jump to social media while we wait to connect with our next guest with our Cafe Talk question. And again, that question is, as we close out Black History Month, Music Month, what's your favorite genre of music? All right, here we go. Here's our guest. And there he is. Welcome to the show, Angelo.
How are you, Dawn?
I am excellent. How are you?
I am great now that I'm speaking with you.
All right. So good to be chatting with you on the show. How does it feel to be on the other side?
Well, I've been on the other side so many other times before.
Okay.
It's of the norm.
Got it. All right. Well, yeah, considering the 40 plus years in the business that you've had, you have a point there.
Yeah. God's been good to me. God has been so good to me.
All right. So let me just let folks know who you are, Angelo. Yeah. So you're
okay.
Go ahead.
One, I thank you for allowing me to be a guest on your show. As you went so kindly to introduce me, my name is Angelo Ellerbee. I am the president and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. We're celebrating 47 years in the entertainment and music industry. I'm best known for my work with Michael Jackson and Mary J. Blige. The New York Times have called me the Henry Higgins of modern day times. I teach those things that maybe mothers and fathers have not taught their children who enter into the entertainment industry. Is manners, diction, elocution, interview techniques. So I provide a 24-week artist development course for those artists who are interested in taking themselves to the next apex or the next level of their careers.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you definitely introduced yourself better than I was. But I was only going to call you an entrepreneur, entertainment celebrity, PR guru, and an author.
Well, and I thank you for that type of introduction. I'm just into wanting people to
really do it all. I mean, most people, when you think of public relations, you think of just media relations and, pitching stories and artists to various forms of media, but you get into the management aspect of it. As you said, you even become counselor to a lot of the celebrities and artists that you work with, as well as just an advisor. Yeah.
The thing for me, Marilyn, is that I take all of those areas of expertise very seriously because we're living in a world of this day and time. If you do not prepare yourself to win, you're never going to win. We have to understand the conditionings in which we live in. This is not a good time for people who look like you and I, and those people of color. So I think that the only thing that no one can ever take away from you is the education.
Yes.
And I emphasize to those people who are entering into entertainment, particularly music, that you become educated with regards to the various aspects of the music industry, like your royalties, your rights of royalties. What happens is that we don't get into that because we want to pass it on to the manager. And sometimes we have to be aware of management because management can be demons as well. So I tell people that it's really important that you know each job that you elect to have someone to join your team on. Know the job, and then you know what to expect from the job, and you know what to expect from the person that you've given the job to.
Absolutely. Oh, that is so well said, and I tell you, it's a time and place in history where our artists need to know these things, because we know the stories of how they were ripped off and done so badly in the past, and it's
still being that way. It's still being that way.
Oh, gee.
There's two sides of this business. It's almost like that cookie that they call Oreo cookie. When you split it in the middle, you get the black side and you get the white side. And that is just the way the business goes. There's black business in music, and there's white business in music. We always fall to that outside cover, but we need to go into the total cookie. We need to learn how they make their deals, how they negotiate their deals, how they take care of their brothers and their sisters and their cousins. And then we must duplicate that.
Yes.
And then that's how we win. That's how they win.
Yes.
And taking our music, our culture, and raise their families and providing school and higher learning for their families, while the creators of this music and sound is sitting on the corner drinking out of a 40-ounce Coke 45 bottle, wondering how they're going to get to the next level of their career. So while we're in tune, we have to. They always said to say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a country to raise a country. And particularly if we're going to divide a country, let's divide a country with an understanding that we all must be supportive to our brothers and sisters. We have to learn to fight the battle. Collectively. Not individually, but collectively. We have to become soldiers in the army in order to combat what we're fighting against. So the education of the business of music and entertainment becomes that weapon, that force that's going to fight off that enemy with education. I don't think that we need to be boisterous. We don't need to curse anyone out. We need to use intellect and intelligence to convey our points of view and use our action and our collectiveness to provide a wherewithal for our community.
Yeah, I think it's, I watch on song on TV One sometimes some of the stories that they do on some of the artists, like Where Are They Now type stories, and I think it's just so heartbreaking and disrespectful to learn that a lot of those artists are just as you said, they're lost out there, while while the suits have gone on, like you said, and they're prospered and raised their families, and their kids are doing well, and
Sure, over
yeah,
your 20 years.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I always tell people, anyone that I do business with, have you met my aunt? And they said, your aunt? I said, yes, Harriet Tubman was my aunt. And
Okay.
she should be your aunt.
Uh-huh.
Because what she's done is that she freed us from slavery. So I'm not working for free. I'm not putting no bar and no barrels for free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not picking and having conversation with you for free.
Mm-hmm.
I am a business. And I'm a
Yes.
business that needs to be respected. In order
Yes.
for me, in order for me to stay in business and be able to aid and assist the people who come to me, I have to let them know this is a business.
Yes.
And it's goods for services and services for goods. No goods, no service.
Got it. You know, it's funny you say that. This is kind of getting off topic, but I saw a report yesterday or the day before on some film. It's either a film or television piece or something on some of the great comics of the past, and Lucille Ball was mentioned. And one of the things that came out about her in the research of putting this piece together was that on television, she was this, this nut, this comedic nut. But everybody in the business knew off camera, she was all business,
Yeah.
all business. And it was sort of a shock to folks. They were expecting this goofy, comedian in real life, but they didn't get that. She was all business. She made sure her business was taken care of.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm absolutely talking about taking care of your business and knowing your business and demanding that you're respected for what you know.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. And so that kind of covers my question that I was going to pose about what has changed from the early days, and what still needs to be changed. And so, but would you say, Angelo, that we have made, particularly people of color in music, that there has been some progress made?
I don't know why we want to dilute the fact or keep talking about the progress that has been made. I don't know. I put a question mark around it. I simply say that we have continued to provide the listener great music from all forms, from rap to gospel to jazz to opera to R&B. We provide that because that's a nature, and it's a nature of talent that we provide, those regardless. Now, the thing that has changed is that we have to look at how people are able to capitalize on all the genres of music in which we give to them. And again, it goes back into music. Let's look at the picture for what the picture is. Did we really make great strides? Who's the benefactors of the strides? We're more visible. Our records are being made, being played on a national and global side. Sure, we have all of our digital radio stuff that is being done. But at the end of the day, who's making the money? And where is this? Who's making the money is the question.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can say we have made these great improvements. That's what they want to talk about with civil rights. It's the same way. And I'm like, okay, so where's the improvement?
You're right.
Oh, well, we can go to school, we can read and write, we can vote. I said, no, voting is still in question in certain places. But the reality is that we're all God's children. He made us all individually, but collectively we're his children. So we should be able to have what everybody has. That's not the case. I'm sorry.
Especially when you're doing the work.
Oh, absolutely. But that is the mind frame. We did the work back in slavery, but we didn't benefit from the work from slavery, did we?
Yes.
So it's the same attitude of what's going on here now. We do the work, but we don't benefit the great dollars in which they benefit from. And I'm not pulling no race card. I'm pulling facts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a lot of people get caught up in fame and I'm on TV and I'm this and I'm that, but you're hurting. You're hurting.
But when
Like
you get
the
caught up on that, and that's the trick of the trade. I want you to get caught up on being a star, but if you take the word star and pull it back backwards, that's what they're creating for you.
uh,
So you, yeah, that's what you're going to become, a rat, a broke rat, because you're not being attentive to what you need to be attending to, which is the dollar and cent.
mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
entered into this business with a understanding that that's what it was, a business.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't celebrate 47 years if I ain't making no money. And all the talent that I may possess, it don't mean nothing if nobody knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn how to unlock the door because I've never met opportunity. I don't know what opportunity looks like. I created my opportunity to look like what I wanted it to look like.
Amen. Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, for me, I question mark the advancement of my people. I really do. You know, I look at every particular situation in my society for people of color. I'm looking at babies, 2 and 3 years old. I'm looking at kids that are 10 years old being separated from their mothers and their fathers and living in cages.
Yes.
I'm looking at children of color, 15 and 16 years old, that are being shot and killed and not being able to live the life that God provided for them.
Oh,
I'm looking at a lot of things that makes this world go around and stop this world from going around.
yes. Yes.
So as we go to celebrate all these things, we have to, I tell people, I am just like Humpty Dumpty. I had a great fall. But when I was falling, I had to understand why I was falling. But the bigger picture was, how was I going to get up?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that was Humpty Dumpty's problem. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah.
But all the horses and all the king's men put Humpty Dumpty back together. But I ain't got no Humpty Dumpty and all the king's horses and men. I have to mentally keep in mind it is the same energy that lay down there on that floor and so sorry for yourself because you lost everything. The same energy is the strength that is going to build you and allow you to get from that floor and reach the apex of your success.
Yes. Yes. So, Angelo, let me ask you this. For an entertainer, no matter what form of entertainment they're in, an actor, a singer, whatever, producer, or writer, if they're toiling, if they have the talent and they're toiling and they're doing what they do, you know, operating in their gift, and it's probably very good at it, but no one wants to pay them or no one is supporting them. Do they get out the game, or do they, you know, as you said, you make sure that people know you're a business. So do you get out the game, or do you sort of balance it out and do some freebies here and there?
One is like the weak gets weaker, and that's the game. If you want to get out, if you want to have a reason to get out, then just get out. Or what do you want to figure out? And that has everything to do with coming together and building your team. Your team of people that's going to oversee and supervise and advance you to the next level. If you're going to take a tour, you have to understand what it's going to cost for that tour to travel from city to city. Understanding that there has to be a profit margin for what the artist needs to get to live on and to put away on, right? If you have your soldiers in the army with you, you can systematically break down what it's going to cost to do this, where the profit margins are, the percentages of what you have, and don't deter from that budget. You can win. But it's the same, again, excuse my redundancy, the same energy that it takes for you to give up, the same energy it takes for you to stand up. And so I'm saying that you have to have the right team of people around you that is going to build and bring awareness and be able to operate a business with an understanding to the profit margin. It's all about profit. No one wants to go on the road and sweat out 4 hours on the stage and get off the stage and you make $1. And everybody else, the promoters, have made all the money and everybody else is being paid off of you. It doesn't make any sense. So it's not business for you.
Exactly. Whew, boy, I tell you, I could talk to you forever on this. I appreciate it, and we have had talks, but let's just kind of drift away for a second and talk about your second book, which I guess has a lot of what you just said in it. Tell us about it.
Well, I wrote this book for the incarcerated. I wrote this book for the drug addict. I wrote this book for the depressed person. I wrote this book for the challenged person. And I wrote this book for the female that was being physically abused. This book about self-help. I tell people each and every single day of my life, I am romantically in love with Angelo Ellerbee. I love me some Angelo. And I love Angelo because I look at myself as being a gift from God. And everything that God has created should be loved and it should be cared for.
Yes.
And I make that understanding. I also make that understanding of what sacrifice is about. And when I understand what sacrifice is about, and I love myself, I can move progressively forward and claim my victory. I believe that there's a winner. And there's a sense of success in every soul that God has created. A lot of times we get off track and we let the toxic and we let demons in our atmospheres that takes away our focus. Young kids today can't be educated and loved internally in their homes. We get out here to the streets and the streets start to rain, which changes their perspective of life, which gives them a depression. Alcohol and drugs will make you depressed, and you have to watch out who's giving it to you because it could be those demons that want you to be on the same level as they are. And so I have become very selective because if you take the word Marilyn, friend, and you split it in the middle, what do you get? You get the end of a friend. So you have to earn my friendship. I have a friend in the man upstairs. He's my confidant. He's the doctor. He's the lawyer. He's all those things that he provides. You have to be careful who you bring into your team and select them and give them time. I always say it's a courtship. After you finish courting them, you should then maybe have a engagement.
Yes.
And after the engagement, you can then have a marriage. But you are now going to take the time to understand what it is that you're buying into. I don't like anything instant. I don't like instant coffee. I like brewed coffee. I like coffee that's going to take time.
Yes.
It's going to taste good. I can go to the refrigerator, pour some cream in a cup, and just open that sink pack and pour the water in there. That's instant. It's almost like Instagram. It's almost like all social media, where these young kids believe that they're getting famous off of showing their behind parts. It's today and then it's going tomorrow. I want longevity.
Yes.
I want young people to understand who, and the history of the culture and the struggle of African American artists as well as people of color's position in terms of earning their respect in this industry. It was just like the 60s rivalry when our mothers and fathers were being, and grandmothers and aunts were being hosed down and bitten by dogs. We had to fight through all of that in order to get to where we believe we are today. And so it's the same thing when it comes down to your stand as a performer. You have to understand if you wanted to go on and to continue to go on, you have to invest in yourself. You have to fall in love with yourself. And I'm not saying that these are the ingredients that's going to keep you moving, you're human, so you're going to get depressed, you're going to fall down. But when you have the strong energy that you have around you, you're allowing yourself to get back up and get yourself together. But if you have negative people, and people who are just percentage takers and taking your check and not really caring about who you are as an artist or who you are as a person, that means they're not a team player.
Right.
So you have to become very selective as to who you gonna play cards with.
Gotcha.
Because there's always a joker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did I answer your question?
And what's the name of that book?
The book is called The Sense of Success. And we all have the sense of success.
Yes.
I also did a candle line, which is called Ellerbee's Elegance. And it's tangent to the book. I wake up every morning, and I live in New Jersey, and I live right by the Hudson River, so I'm able to open up my glass doors and able to sit on my terrace and look at the river. And I light a candle. I light candles throughout my apartment.
Yes.
And I sit and have conversation with God. I sit and I have prayer. Because I believe if He can give me 24 hours, then I can give Him an hour.
Yes.
To have conversation, to pray, and to be thankful. Now, I'm nobody's born again Christian. I don't know who my maker is.
I gotcha.
And I try to tell everyone, not give you an atheist, whatever you, there's something that makes you, something that motivates you. For me, I believe that it's God. I can't let anything stand in the way of what I see to be. I think we all start out being great, and we turn into being greater. But my mother always wanted me to be the greatest.
Yes.
And so I think that these are the formulas that allows you to understand being great, to being greater, and to being the greatest. That's what we work towards.
Yes. 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 Absolutely. Boy, I tell you, this has been good. I feel like I've been in church.
There's nothing wrong with that church.
Oh, right.
In the church, but there's nothing wrong with that church.
I tell you, yeah. Well, listen, we could go on, and I know you have other things to do. You're still recuperating from your big event on Thursday, and then the panel on Friday.
Tell you, Marilyn, it was so wonderful.
Uh-huh.
It was hosted by the legendary Dyana Williams, who
Yes.
sung the praises of Angelo Ellerbee, and yes, a big baby is living not crying. There were messages from Matthew Knowles, who's a client of mine, Beyonce's dad, and the two-time Grammy Award winner James Ntume. Everyone just came out. It was supposed to be an intimate gathering for the media, but it turned into 300 deep
Yes.
of friends. Yeah, I mean, it was so snug and so high of the restaurant. It was like unreal. But you know what? It was like standing there, and for all of these years, you learned what and how important you were to people.
Amen. All right.
And I think everyone needs that rejuvenation. Everyone needs that energy, and they need that love, and that's what happened there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, yeah, you had a whirlwind past few couple of days, and I again appreciate you kind of spending some time here at the cafe and sharing and dropping those nuggets and all of that good stuff. Now, I do want, before I let you go, Angelo, I do want to ask you our Cafe Talk question, which is taking us back to Black Music Month. What's your favorite genre of music?
I have a appetite for all music.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly love A.T. Rice. I love Beverly Sills. I love pop music, so yes, I have an appreciation for Dionne Warwick. I have an appreciation for Whitney Houston and
Yes.
Phyllis Hyman in terms of R&B and jazz. I love Jimmy Keith, who is a fabulous jazz musician. As you know, I manage DMX and Eric B. and Mark Cannon. So
Yeah.
They all are my favorites, and I'm very appreciative for the time of understanding the various genres of music and have an appreciation for the sound.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at different points in my life, I did have favorites. Of course, as a teenager, the hip hop and the rap was my favorite. But before that, being a little kid, kind of following what my parents listened to, my dad is a jazz man. So
Oh,
he
wonderful.
he introduced me to every jazz artist that you could think of playing his jazz music, and then later on the R&B and the soul music, which my mom loved, as well as gospel. So that was before my teenage years, when I kind of grew into the hip hop and the rap, which became the quote unquote pop music for our era. And now, I guess because I've had that rich background of all types of black music and music in general, because when I got into radio, I became exposed to country western music and rock music and all the others. But for black music, I think all the genres, I just love it. I just love music. I love it all.
I'm going to send you some jazz music on an artist that I'm working with. His last name is Miles. He's a Grammy Award winner. He's worked with everyone underneath his sun. He's young and he's energetic. He's a trumpetist. The music is fantastic. It's amazing. And I'm going to share it with you and hope that you take an interest in having him on.
Okay, cool beans. All right, I'll be.
I want to say to you that this has been such a pleasure. I think that your energy is enough to put anyone on the cloud. But I want you to know that you're always going to be number one on my chart.
Oh, thank you, Angela. I bet you say that to all the media ladies. Oh, but I'll take it, hon. I'll take it. Okay, well, listen, thank you so much, and we'll get together in person soon, very soon.
So very, very soon. You take care of yourself and protect yourself from all this heat that we have out here.
Yes, sir, and you do the same.
All right. Have a great day now.
All right, peace. All right, everybody, that's Angelo Ellerbee, of course, PR guru for a lot of people in music and entertainment in general, stopping by the Cafe Society to share with us. It's just been a great show. Of course, let's go ahead real quick and check in to see if we have anyone chiming in from Cafe Talk. And again, that question is, as we close out the official month of celebrating Black music, which genre of Black music is your favorite? Jazz, gospel, blues, R&B, spirituals, rap, neo soul, hip hop, pop. There's just so much music out there. We do have one that said that Melissa says she loves it all, but hip hop is her favorite. That's from our Twitter feed there. And let's see if we have anyone chiming in from Facebook. Remember, you can also text 815-593-1695. That's 815-593-1695. We'll go to Maryland's Cafe Society on Facebook and see what we have here. And let's see. I don't know. You would think everybody's in the house trying to keep cool rather, today, but no one's chimed in. We'll check back later, as we always do, later in the day, and see if we got some folks who chimed in. And of course, again, you can definitely text 815-593-1695 to let us know what your favorite genre of music is. And as I just shared with Angelo, I love it all too. Dyana said it, Angelo said it. I agree. I love it all. Love it all. But I think my core happens to be, God, it's so hard to say. Gospel and R&B. But I still love the hip hop too. So I don't know. I just love it all. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. It's like, what flavor of ice cream do you like if you love all ice cream? All right, everybody. So once again, we want to thank Dyana Williams and Angelo Ellerbee for stopping by the Cafe Society on this hot Saturday. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Enjoyed both talks so much. And to everyone out there, of course, those who unfortunately have been affected by some of the acts of violence that has happened here in the country and certainly locally here, hearts and prayers and love goes out to you. And again, I know folks are tired of saying, tired of hearing, we're going to pray, let's pray, but prayer is such a powerful thing. And if you just pause after you pray and keep your heart open for answers, our Heavenly Father will reveal answers, steps, actions that we can take to try to make our communities, our cities, the state and the country, the world that we live in a better place. So, all right. So again, hugs and kisses to you all, and be safe. Enjoy your families during this 4th of July holiday. Enjoy those beautiful fireworks that we'll all be seeing. Be safe. And remember to check out social media, Marilyn's Cafe Social on Twitter. Don't just check it out. Hey, follow me. Be my friend. Also on Facebook, Marilyn's Cafe Society, and Maryland'sCafeSociety.com on YouTube, and then .com the website, and then of course Maryland's Cafe Society on YouTube, which you are tuned in to now. But don't just check them out, folks. Like, subscribe, share, follow, friend. What else? All of that. Do all of that. Make comments, and let's go from there. All right. So before we go, let's tell you what love is. And love is always having that Friday feeling. Yeah, it's Friday. And of course, everybody, if you don't do anything else this week, be sure that you live, you laugh, and you love. As always, it's been a pleasure and a privilege. And we'll do it again next week, right here on Maryland's Cafe Society on YouTube. Peace, everybody. Stay cool, hydrated, check on the elderly and the vulnerable. Peace.